I still remember the day our mother left us. My sister was only 8 and I was 12. We were inseparable, and our mother's passing left a gaping hole in our lives. But we had each other, and that's all that mattered. Growing up, we relied on each other for everything. We shared our deepest secrets, our fears, and our dreams. I look back on those years with a mix of sadness and gratitude. We made it through against all odds. Taking care of my sister wasn't easy. I had to grow up fast, hustling to make ends meet. But no matter how hard I worked, there never seemed to be enough money. We struggled to get by, and I felt like I was failing my sister. That's when I made the decision to take a risk. I started small, but soon found myself drawn into a world of crime. Car hijackings, heists, you name it. It was dangerous, but the money was too good to pass up. I joined a crew, the baddest in town. We took in on jobs that others wouldn't touch, and we always came out on top. The rush was exhilarating, and for the first time in my life, I felt like I was providing for my sister the way I should be. But with every job, the risks grew higher. I knew it was only a matter of time before something went wrong. And then one day it did. We were on a job and things went south. I took a bullet to the arm, and as I lay there, I realized just how vulnerable we were. That's when I knew I needed protection, something more than just guns and gadgets. A colleague recommended a traditional healer, someone who could provide spiritual protection. I was skeptical at first, but desperate times call for desperate measures. So I made my way to the healer's house, which was located close to the city. The healer didn't look like what I expected. He was modern, dressed in a suit, and his house looked like a high-end mansion. But my colleague had vouched for him, so I trusted him. The healer examined my arm, and then began to chant and sprinkle some powder on me. I felt a strange sensation, like a warmth spreading through my body. "This will protect you from harm," he said. But then he said something that made my blood run cold. "You need protection," he said. "I see a dark cloud of death around you. If you don't take care, it will consume you." I was skeptical, but a part of me was desperate for any solution. "What can you do to help?" I asked. "I can perform a ritual to cleanse you of this darkness," he said. "But it will cost you. And I don't just mean money." I hesitated, unsure of what to do. But then he mentioned the money. "You will make big money," he said. "More than you ever thought possible." That caught my attention. I had always been driven by the need to provide for my sister. If this healer could help me do that, I was willing to listen. The healer's smile grew wider. "I have a solution, but it will require something from you. Your blood, and a female who will understand the ritual." I was taken aback, but the promise of big money and protection for my sister kept me from walking away. I went home, my mind racing with thoughts of the healer's words. I told my sister everything, leaving out no details. To my surprise, she agreed to participate in the ritual. I guess we were both hooked on the promise of money and power. I went back to the healer's house alone, my mind racing with thoughts of the ritual. The healer handed me a small calabash, closed and tied with a piece of cloth. "This contains the ritual's power," he said. "Place it in your room, and make sure only your sister visits the room before you do your work." First, it was fun. My sister would visit the room, and I'd see a gentle wind blow through the window. Not much, just a slight breeze. But I knew I had to follow it. Wherever it led, I'd find big money. Usually, there were a lot of gunshots involved, but I was always protected. But as time went on, things started to change. My sister's life changed when her boyfriend left her. He had once loved her for who she was, but as she struggled with her health, he couldn't handle the changes in her appearance. She was losing weight at an alarming rate, and her once beautiful hair was falling out in clumps. He couldn't deal with the new reality, so he walked away. She stopped taking care of herself. I tried to be there for her, to support her through the tough times, but she pushed me away. She didn't want my help, didn't want my company. She just wanted to be alone. And then the unthinkable happened. Her ex-boyfriend passed away just a short time before her own death. It was as if she had lost the will to live, as if his passing had taken the last bit of light from her life. My sister got tired. She started losing her hair and weight, but I couldn't stop. I'd spend all the money, and I'd keep saying it was the last time. But it never was. I was addicted to the thrill, the power, and the protection, until she passed away, and everything stopped. The businesses collapsed. Our shuttle business, which had been thriving, was ruined when all the vehicles were involved in a terrible car accident. I tried going to the room, but there was nothing, just an empty space. But I'd always wake up with bruises on my body, as if something was still trying to reach me. My sister never told me what was in the room. She got scared of it, whatever it was, and it grew, consumed her, and it consumed me. Now I'm left with nothing. No sister, no businesses, no protection. Just bruises and memories. I need help. Maybe I can salvage what's left and start anew. Maybe I can find a way to break free from this curse. But I don't know where to start.